80 inside outside hat. Look at this. It's going in and out. Steamboat, Colorado. That was the last destination. We're on a little bit of a tour with the family. We'll get back to that in a little bit. Welcome. Good morning. I hope you're doing great. We're going to go over a LinkedIn profile today and go through some of the things on a LinkedIn profile so that your LinkedIn profile is a lead generation machine. It's one of the few places that on LinkedIn, it will run 24/7, 365, getting you leads. That's a good thing. Just imagine while you're sleeping, you're getting leads. While you're working out in the gym, you're getting leads. While you're spending time with your family, you're getting leads. If you're out there in the disco, yes, discoing it up. I don't even think they call it a disco, although disco is coming back. You're getting leads. That sounds pretty good, right? So I'm going to share the screen in a second. The concept is that you want to have everything on your LinkedIn profile, not about you, about what your ideal customer might be interested in. It seems kind of odd because most people are using their LinkedIn profile as their resume. Now, a resume is fine, but that's all about you. That's your resume. These are the things you did. People in sales, in the sales cycle, in the sales process, they won't make the jump from, say, this part of the cliff to this part of the cliff. They won't make the small hop and connect the dots. What I mean by that is if your LinkedIn profile is your resume, and it does say all the great things that you've done and some of your skill sets, they won't make the jump and say, wow, this person is doing what I need. Let me reach out to them. That does not happen in sales. And just like in 1987, when I started in sales on Wall Street, oh my gosh, my voice was so high that half the time they said, can I have your name, ma'am? Which was pretty frustrating. In any case, you would be so excited when you ended up getting a qualified person on the phone and you finally got a chance to tell them all about IBM and the cycles that were changing and that you thought it was going to be up 20% over the next 60 or 90 days. And you spent a really solid half hour with that C-suite individual. And they said, you know what, this sounds really great. And it's the kind of stock I like. It's blue chip. I don't own IBM. I've always been thinking about IBM. And you gave me such a good presentation and you presented such amazing facts and your case was stunning. Let me just do this. Let me think about it and then I'll give you a call back. Now, whoa, when you're young and inexperienced, you were like, that's exciting. All those things that person said, whoa, that feeds my ego. Like, oh yeah, I did a great job. Oh yes. And then you get 10 of those and 0 for 10 call you back. And you get 20 of those and 0 of 20 call you back. And the reality is nobody's ever going to call you back. And it didn't take, I don't know how many of those it took, but finally one of the guys that sat on the edge by the window, and we were at Oppenheimer down in the World Financial Center. One of my mentors, Jim Forsythe, is an amazing guy. He basically said, hey, come over here. Sit down. He was very like a funny guy, and he was, a few years, I guess he was probably 5 years older. And he said, nobody is ever going to call you back. If you don't get the sale on the phone, you will not get the sale. So it is your job to not let them off the phone until you get a definitive yes or a no. Because there's no other option if you let them think about it and have them call you back. You will not get a call back, which means you will not get a sale. I've seen you letting people off because they're selling you. So this was a big part of my experience on the sales side, and it was very valuable because nobody will ever call you back except your family, and sometimes not even. So how does this relate to your LinkedIn profile? Because nobody is going to they're not going to connect the dots. If you give them information, just cold information, they will not connect the dots that you are for them. It's just not going to happen. So what that means is that you have to make your LinkedIn profile compelling, and it needs to be all about them and what you can do for them, because they actually don't give two craps about you. So I wanted to spend some time on the philosophy, because when you buy into my big idea, this is the philosophy. Either you're saying, Mike, man, what you're saying makes sense. I want to follow your next steps in your thesis, and when I go on your LinkedIn, I want to follow you. Or you can say, Mike, you're a jerk off, and what you say doesn't make sense. Either one of those is fine. But if I don't give you the premise, then I can show you things, and then you won't get behind them because you won't understand the premise to then go take action. It's one of the other big lessons, is that people can follow, little steps, but they won't consistently do things unless they understand the big premise. So the big premise is it has to be all about them, because people will not make the leap. Fact. So we established that fact. So if they won't make the leap, they need to be led. They need to be led. And it's kind of a funny story, because after I started making some money on Wall Street, I was going to buy an apartment in New York City, the logical thing to do. And then that same person said, hey, we're going to go into a recession. Don't buy real estate before a recession or a down market. People think real estate's great. And no, if you buy high, you could wait a very long time to get back to break even. So long story short, I ended up buying a boat, 46-foot Hatteras, that I lived on for 2 years. And I renamed the boat. And I renamed the boat the Shepherd, which took some time to figure out why I like that name. But the reason why is because once you learn that people in a sales process need to be led, then you can actually help them make the right decisions for them. If you're not leading people in a sales process, you will get sales. However, you will scoop up only what we call the low-hanging fruit. And everyone can scoop up the low-hanging fruit. Out of 100 people, 20% are low-hanging fruit. So they are a high likelihood, even if you do a good presentation, you might get them. 20% will never buy anything. The 60% in between is the magic. That's what determines the velocity of your success. If you're just scooping up the 20%, it's fine. It'll be a slow road. But if you're able to then cultivate relationships and step into that 60% and lead people, you'll end up with another 20% or even 40%. So this is the big idea. That's Agora Financial's way of doing copywriting, getting people to buy in through words to the big idea. When you buy into the big idea and you agree to that premise is true, then the next things become obvious because you bought into the big idea. So let me share my screen and share screen window. Let's see. I think this is going to do it over here. All right. I'm going to refresh because it looks like it needs a refresh over there. So one thing you can see is that when you do go live, it's going to be a little wonky. When you do go live, like I'm going live, many people don't know this, but my LinkedIn profile, my entire profile now is with me live. They gave me a broadcast station. So not only am I showing up as a post with going live, my LinkedIn profile is live. So that's pretty cool. So let's go through some of this stuff here. And let me make this a little bigger for everybody. So you should have LinkedIn Creator Mode turned on. I'm going to take this from top to bottom and going to give you some of the reasons why you want to do all this stuff. And by the way, if you need to go because I've been talking for a while, then you can just scroll down here to my featured section. And then you'll see this first document here. This is 18 steps to optimize your LinkedIn profile to turn it from a paperweight to a lead generation machine. Just click that. That'll open. And then you will go to view. And then you will go here. And this here is the landing page for you to get this ebook. There it is. Show me how it works. Put your name in. I'm going to put my real data in here. And then you say get instant access. And then what it's going to happen is it's going to go to this page and there's a surprise training for you. So there is a training. It's a little different than this one here. Plus, you get to download that PDF execution plan, and then you can apply for a free strategy session. And then, of course, here we've got, just a ton of testimonials. So I'll do another training on what I just went through here, because this is how you connect the dots. But if you need to go, then head on down to, I got a lot of stuff popping up here, this featured section, click that and go get the 18 steps. Now, back here, when we go to creator mode, which is really the first thing you want to do, you want to move down your profile, and down here where it says resources, you want to hit creator mode. When you click that, you want to turn it on. It'll ask you to turn it on. Just say yes. And then you want to be able to put in your 5 hashtags here. And these hashtags are basically going to allow people to find you. Now, let's go over this because it's important. There's a couple different places where you put hashtags. You put hashtags on posts. And you have to decide who you want to listen to in terms of when people tell you what to do on LinkedIn. If the people really aren't running a LinkedIn agency where they have consolidated data on many clients, we're running 70 clients at the same time. So we've got a lot of data. We've been doing it for 2.5 years. Our clients have seen over 310 million views of their content. So we have a lot of data. We're using Shield Analytics. We're looking at data all the time. I see stuff out there that says, only 2 hashtags is going to be better for your LinkedIn posts, or 3 hashtags, these rules or these things that people claim. And we haven't seen it. For hashtags on posts, we're putting 5 in. A hashtag on a post is going to help categorize that post for LinkedIn's database. So they know when they want to match up who might be interested in seeing that post, the hashtags help them determine who might be interested in seeing that post. So you choose your hashtags based on, okay, if this post wants to get found, how does it get found? You can, now we say 5 because you can use 2 or 3 that are specific to the post, and then 2 more general. If you're going after CEOs or entrepreneurs, it's very, very big category. And then you can also brand yourself. If you want to brand hashtag Mike Weiss, hashtag cloud selling, that's one place where hashtags show up. The other place where hashtags are showing up is here. And this is different. This is how people find you. So, and how LinkedIn will introduce you to people, because as you know, when you're getting views, they're not just to your first connections, second, and sometimes third. Well, how are you getting in front of these other people? It's the is your post relevant, and also are you relevant? And this is one of the ways. So you click on this, and then it will turn it on and off. When you turn it off, then you can put another one, AI. Okay, so now I've got social selling, LinkedIn expert, LinkedIn creator, content marketing, and AI. We're $20,000 plus into building our own AI software on top of ChatGPT. We're utilizing, we're in beta, and it is an internal tool that helps us work with clients and create incredible content. It's human AI, meaning that AI by itself, standalone, is not going to do the job. It's a human process on top of AI. So I'll put that in here and I'll just hit save. So you will see that this shows up. Let me just see something here. I got a problem because I got some pinging going on here. Okay, good. No problems from my team. So where does that AI just show up now? It shows up here when we go to back to Mike Weiss. Now you will see as I scroll here, AI. You see the first one now is AI. So this is part of turning on creator mode. You get this additional category to help LinkedIn understand who you are, what you stand for, and who will be the right people for you to be connected with. It's crucial. The second thing that happens when you turn on LinkedIn creator mode, once again, you go here, you just click it and you turn it on, is that you're able to do LinkedIn Lives, audio events, newsletters, and you've got a follow link. It's interesting. I've never used a follow link. Grow your audience by sharing your personalized link or button to any of your channels or your website. So follow link, preview, follow me on LinkedIn, follow button, copy the code, follow on LinkedIn. Okay, that is going to be copy the link, copy the button. So I'm assuming that's going to be code copy, that's HTML. So I don't really think we can utilize that on Google Workplace emails as a button because it's HTML, but in marketing automation software you can. This link, if you copy this link, then you can. It will be interesting. I copied this link. Let's find out where this link takes people, all right? So paste it, follow it. Okay, let me just get the link because I didn't get the link. All right, let me get the link. www. Okay. Confirm the follow Mike on LinkedIn. That's good. I'm not sure I would necessarily use that, but because who in the world wants your competition down here? So I think that's a no-go. I wouldn't use that link. In any case, this is where you turn it on. This is where you put your hashtags in. Let me just see one other thing here. My team is telling me I have another appointment now. Okay, so we're going to make this to be continued. So crucial is, I don't know why it keeps resetting. This, creator mode on. With creator mode on, I'm going to show you what features you get. You get to put in your talk about. You also get to put in this click, book Zoom, I don't bite link. So this takes people right to my booking link. Those things only show up if it's LinkedIn Creator. So part 2 will be coming soon. If you want to be alerted when part 2 comes in the messages below, just say, hey, let me know when part 2 is going to come. There's 18 parts. So I'm going to be at it for a while, but let us know. And then what we'll do is we'll notify everybody when we get into part 2. So thank you. Time flies when you're having fun, and I got to jump on in the meeting. So have an amazing day.